Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy JohnMegacycle here. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Checked out Captain of Industry. I'm just such a sucker for these games, man. Factorio, Mindustry, Satisfactory, Final Upgrade. Now this one. Like, I mean, I check out like every one of these games, and if it hits my channel, I like to think there's something special that I found about it or something. There's something unique about the game that I really like. Music's just a little loud. Okay, I want the music to be like an ambient kind of a background kind of a thing, you know? I want it to be there, but not like the main attraction. What was I saying? I just love games like this. I just get settled and you either crash out of space like a RimWorld thing, or you're getting hunted like a Factorio thing and you have to defend yourself, or just something. Like, there's some gimmick. And I just love these kinds of games. So, Captain of Industry, it just came out of early release. It just got released onto Steam as a beta, or however that's phrased, very recently. And I wanted to swing at it. I took a look at it, chatted with some pals, and of the like 4 or 5 people in my like immediate friend group, it was like, well, one of us is going to take a swing at it. I'm like, I'll take a swing at it. I'll report back. Still in development phase, but it's very bug-free. I don't think I've had any bugs yet. But let's start up a new game. I played a little bit just so I could get my feet wet with the controls. That was it. So I understand how mining works, and dumping works, and agriculture works, and metallurgy works, and like stuff like that. So we're just going to start on New Haven, the basic map. I was playing the Sailor to learn the gameplay, so now we're going to play on Captain, now that I have a general idea of how this works. Can I just... Hell yeah. JohnMegacycle? Yeah, okay. Let's see how terrible my seed is. My name as a seed has been terrible in Minecraft. It's been terrible in Factorio. It's been terrible in... there was another game. Like, it's awful. It's low resources every time. You get attacked quickly every time if there's enemies. It's a bad... I'm a bad seed. It's bad. Okay. Yeah, let's see what we get with this. So I went on Captain, so we get no boosts, no upgrades, no changes as a standard bog standard to the rules and everything. Sailor gives us some pretty interesting boosts. So we're going to have to play this intelligently. I don't know how to play this intelligently. Like I said, I learned the controls. I know how to get through some of the early issues that I thought was like a learning curve for me to understand. After that, pish posh, I have no idea what I'm doing. So, let's crack our knuckles, stretch a little, drink a little water, let's have some fun. New game. No? Oh, okay, there we go. We are on version 0.4.1.b. That's not true, I just like saying the word point. So if you're looking at this and you're like, John, that's not right, they fixed it. Yep, probably true. That's kind of the risk of playing a game in this early development stage, is I might have to learn a thing, play a certain way, do a certain whatever. And then, like, in a couple months, it's like, oh yeah, we removed all that. And it's like, well, nut bunnies. Man, I like that part of the game. I learned that part of the game. Nut bunnies, you know. It could be something like that. But who knows? Okay. Captain, we have just docked. Our ship in our local shipyard will both need major repairs. The abandoned communication station near the dock can be deconstructed and used to smelt iron in a blast furnace so we can build more vehicles and construction parts. It is essential to build a research lab as soon as possible so we can figure out more blueprints for important things such as farms or a beacon. You can build multiple labs to speed up the research. A friendly village you could trade with is nearby. Check the world map. Trading will be a lifesaver if you run into a shortage or of critical products. I can read. Hey, I can read. So you see research and build a trading dock as soon as possible. Just going to pause the game. Let's go through the user interface very quickly. Upper left is a very short reporting area of my population, how much food we have, how many workers of our population we have available, how much Unity we have. Unity is a loose translation as a currency of how united our people are. As we do more environmental destruction stuff, we'll lose Unity. If we do like, hey, extra food rations, and provide amenities to our people. We'll gain unity. Policies we enact can either take or add unity. Unity is like a weird currency, but it just kind of symbolizes how happy and united our people feel. We have heart right here. This is health. This is our population health. This includes growth and anything that we have going on in diseases. Are we getting a varied diet? Are we providing power and water to our settlement? All this kind of stuff is there. And then also our trucks. Trucks and vehicles are how we're going to interact with the environment. Trucks are going to be regarded as our general workers. So anything that needs hauling from anywhere. Liquid to solid, waste, crushed stone, whatever. All this stuff has to be transported either by later methods, which we'll get to, or trucks. We have one ship. It is docked. We have 9 of 50 vehicles ready to rock. 50 is our maximum command limit. Let's see. Weather, date, time controls, bottom left are tools like copy-pasting items, seeing unity, and then this one, layers, which took me a while to find actually. This shows you all of the resources that are available and the varied quantities that they are available. What else? Planning mode, which I probably won't use, but it's neat to have. At the very bottom is our construction. It's broken down into several sections: metallurgy and smelting, waste management, transports, buildings, housing and services, dumping designation, tree harvesting designation. There's also a mining designation and way more tabs we'll get to later. A generalized message center, a statistics, which has a much better breakdown of all the things that we've got going on in our colony, and then also the world map. Whew, deep breaths. A lot to cover, I guess. On the right side, this has all the pinned resources that we have, and we could see in the statistics. If there's any specific resource we want to keep an eye on, we can have there, and then a recipes button for how we do all the stuff, right? Cool. So the main story is, I think this is post-apocalyptic, world fell apart, we have a ship, we got out of there, and now we're starting from all the way to the beginning. Well, not all the way, because we have some very sophisticated resources to start off. But our mission objective is, as it's stated, to do research, to build a resilient economy, to get some thriving peoples up in here, and all that. So I'm not going to do a ton of tutorial. Maybe we will, but there's a lot I still have yet to learn how this all works. We have our residential settlements here. People are living in shipping containers. It's our job to provide resources to them, and right off the bat, we start with a food market, which is supplying potato. We need a waste collection, which is going to pull all the garbage. So people bring their trash to here, and then we take it and we go dump it off. Sorry, talking real fast. There's kind of a lot I want to cover. But anyway, let's go ahead and get a couple of research labs going on. I want 2. 2's a good start. Now, we've been paused. The second I hit pause, unpause, what's going to happen is all these trucks are going to start hauling resources to those new constructions. These trucks not only haul resources, but they also do building and deconstruction. So now they'll load up, they'll automatically path their way to wherever they want to go. Now, I'm going to need some other resources like lumber, and there's quite a bit of lumber to get started. So what we'll do is, we have a tree harvester right out the gate. We're going to assign a tree harvesting designation. I'm going to do it very simply like this. You just drag, and these trees are good for chopping. The tree harvester will go about its way, but the tree harvester actually also needs some trucks assigned to it that will follow it and take the trees that it harvests and then bring it back. Okay, research lab is ready. Awesome. Waste and dumping. Effectively, yep, this does exactly what we did. It applies a waste facility onto the residential area, and then it creates what's called a dumping designation zone. Let's see here. One of the things that we need to pay attention to is slag. Dumping slag is important as typically your smelting industry will produce way more slag than you can use in concrete production. So slag dumping is enabled by default and has no pollution effect. But for better efficiency, it's recommended you run slag from furnaces into storage via conveyor belts and then dump it from there. This is advantageous since when trucks are dumping from furnaces directly, they might not have their capacity fully utilized. That's another important thing. In this game, you can specify if you want a truck to just go and do a run, no matter how much it's full, you can do that. Or you can say, Do not go anywhere at all. 0% unless it is a full load, no questions, no arguments, end of story. Let's go ahead and pause. Let's call up some research here. That's as far as I can zoom in. Darn. We already have iron smelting, pipes, and settlement waste done and in the books. We have a bunch of research and move from left to right. Let's just show you how big the research is. All right, just take this real slow. There's a bit of research to do. So this game is going to keep us plenty busy for a while, I feel. A couple things we need to get started, like, immediately. Basic farming allows us to plant farms and grow potatoes. This game also has queuing, so if you're familiar with, like, Civilization or anything, any recent Civilization game anyway, you can queue up stuff. So what I would also like is, construction. This allows us to build an assembly machine that allow us to make various products. I would also like vehicles and mining, so we can actually do mining. A trading dock, which, as it said, allows us to do trades and create storage. And we'll also do power and maintenance. This allows us to build a diesel generator and a maintenance depot, which allows us to maintain our vehicles. So I'm just going to leave that as is and just resume time. Realistically, right now, there's not a ton we can do. We don't have a lot at our disposal. Actually, I take that back. We could start blast furnacing our way. Oh, did I tell this to deconstruct? Yeah, start recycling, mate. Heck yes. Now, we have a couple things we need to manage. First of all is a coal maker. We don't have mining for coal yet. It's going to take a while until we're there, and we're going to need some iron earlier on. This is actually going to take wood and turn it into coal. And I'm holding shift. I did it already. So I held shift just so we can get two of them going. The steam or the exhaust or the CO2 or whatever needs to be piped out. And then out will come fresh coal. As our tree hop chopper is doing its work. Yep, once that's built, these trucks will be like, hey, I know where to take this. To the coal. To the coal. To the coal. You get the idea. Okay, let's also talk about smelting. This is all very well trained and taught through the tutorial. I got this far. Like I said, I kind of got to the point where mining was a thing, so I could at least figure out what the fudge I was doing. But we're going to place a blast furnace. Blast furnace will take iron scrap and coal and make molten iron and exhaust. And then we'll use a metal caster. And the metal caster is going to take that molten iron and turn it into fresh iron plates or iron slabs. We then can take that iron and turn it into whatever else we need. Right now we can easily see all the exhausts that are coming out and all the inputs. You can see pretty easily coal and scrap and then exhaust and the molten iron. So let's get this set up here. We need the caster. And you can see pretty straightforward how this is going to fly. Let's make this a little tight. Holding shift again. Double. And now we'll go to transports. I need a molten channel. Think of it like a pipe, but it's heavily reinforced and tempered against, well, temperature. Lol. And then I also need a smokestack to pipe a route. Now, pipes, belts, tubes, all this kind of stuff is going to be very important because it does automation, right? If we don't automate something, the trucks will come and do what they need to do. They'll take stuff. They'll get the proper hopper or tanker or whatever in the back. Haul stuff from A to B, no problem. But if we just have these channels ready to go, it handles that so we don't need so many trucks to do the work. Iron smelting. I think we already covered this. Other products work similarly to iron. You choose what recipes are enabled. Coal is needed. Wood harvesting. Yep, we covered all that. Now, tree harvesting sucks as a method to get coal, but it's all we've got to start the game. Right now, what we're doing is we're pulling scrap iron from this communication station. So we're getting a bunch of raw scrap, concrete, and electronics ready to party. Basic farming. Awesome. Dismiss. One of the great things about this game that I really enjoy is as we go do more research and accomplish more things, what's going to happen is we're going to subtly and sometimes drastically change the way we accomplish the same task, right? Conveyor belts are fairly expensive if you rush them. It's not like Factorio where it's dirt cheap just to get anything automated. In this case, it's going to be fairly expensive, so we have to be fairly careful how we handle stuff, right? And stuff is moving very nicely. There's the other molten channel. I'm hoping very soon is going to happen is, let's see, we've got iron scrap. We're just waiting on some coal. And there we go. This is going to smelt everything into a slurry, sludge, whatever. Moltenize it. Moltenize it? I like that. Moltenize it. And then it's going to spill it onto these casters that'll turn it into these slabs that'll actually be helpful. I can see it. The animation's so good. Oh, it's so good. Now there's a cauldron under this, and it's going to lift up and pour it into the molds. It's not called a cauldron. What's it called? A crucible? I want to say a crucible. Now that I'm looking at it. And it fills in all the things. Once they cool, they'll slap onto this belt, and they'll just get fed over to the left. Now, we've been playing on regular game speed, and it's not fast enough. So we're going to crank it up a bit. This is not like Factorio, it's not like Mindustry, it's not like anything like Riftbreaker. Like, we're not going to get attacked directly. When we go out and explore, we'll face combat, but we're not getting attacked directly. Maybe that's something that's going to be added later, I'm not sure. But right now, we're very simply turning carbon matter, the plants, into coal, coal into iron, or coal and iron, the raw stuff, into these slabs, and that gives us construction materials. Okay, that actually, now that I'm talking about it, that actually gave us our first assembly machine. This is where we can start making the basic products that we need to survive. So, from top down, it is basic, level 1 construction materials. The second one is just mechanical parts, I think? Yeah. And the third one's electronics. When we landed, we came with a fair amount of supplies already on our ship, which is already here, represented. But everything else is also represented here on the right. That all being said, we have a very limited supply of stuff. We can't just go crazy. We gotta play this a little smart, you know? So, let's go ahead and get started. Do I have storage yet? I don't have storage yet, so we're gonna wait on moving on to the next step. But what I am going to do real quick is I'm going to hit C for copy, and I'm going to hold shift. I'm going to drag, and what this is going to do is it's going to be like a copy-paste thing. But what's super cool about it is because I was holding shift, it kept all of its recipes. Everything is already set up, so I don't have to reset up any recipes. All I have to redo are these pipes. Oh, let's talk about timing really quickly. I just glassed right over that like I knew what I was doing. Everything has a certain amount of time in addition to the raw materials it requires. So, in addition to the raw iron, scrap, and the coal, it takes 20 seconds to produce 8 molten iron and 6 exhaust. Now, if I come here, and with 8 molten iron, it takes 40 seconds to produce 8 iron slabs. So it's a perfect 1 to 2 ratio for this setup. Tutorials, tools, yep. Copy, cut, pause, planning, Unity, yep. These are all things that you can use and everything, all represented here in the bottom left. Now, what's the Unity tool, you might be asking? Almost every building, if you click on it, can be boosted with a cost of Unity. Doubles the throughput while consuming. Unity also ignores electricity requirement. If you need to get something done, you can hit this up, and it just gets the job done at the cost of Unity. So Unity is a nice resource. We want to have a lot of it. Lot of it. Okay. We've got quite a bit... trees. We got quite a bit of iron production already done. This is already sealed and in the books, and we're going to have plenty of it coming off of this communications array for quite some time. Yeah, we're pretty good. The game does a pretty darn proper job not putting us in any dangerous straits right away. I'm actually going to wait on expanding because I only have 83 of these basic construction materials. That is not great. Hold on, is there a way to increase the UI? Just slightly, that would be cool. Requires restart. Aw, man. Let's do 120%. Let's do a quick saveroo. Yeah, that was just my test world anyway. We're just gonna do a quick... Hold on. Do I have my screen open? Looks like I do, but it... Oh, okay, just gonna fire this puppy right back up. I noticed it was a little hard to read some of the tooltips, so I was like, we're just starting. Might as well just give that a boot. Give it a boot. It looks a little better already, I think. Maybe I'm just telling myself that. The trick of this game is, the way I see it is, you don't want to max out one process right away. Get a little bit of stuff working in every single process to make sure that if you overdo something, you're not completely hosed. So that's something we really need to pay attention to. Like, we could double down on all the iron smelting and go crazy, but then we wouldn't have enough construction materials for anything else. So we just want a little bit of every process, and then we'll be looking good. Oh, that's much better, I think. Maybe it's a little too much better, but it's fine. I'm not super worried about it. We'll deal with that later. Okay, vehicles and mining and dumping. I'm already pretty aware of all that. We're going to build a vehicles depot. The vehicles depot is going to allow us, hold on to your hats, build vehicles. Also, I need construction. We're going to cancel this. Okay, this is a little too zoomed in, because now I can't actually control anything. Okay, one moment. We're going to do it right. There's no point in saving. I actually didn't accomplish anything. Badoop, badoop. Badoop, and badoop. This seed of me, JohnMegacycle, used it as the seed string. Doesn't seem that bad so far. We shall see, though. We shall see. Sooner or later, time will tell. I'm really excited to get into the meat of this game for sure. I don't mind the time for loading. Gives me an extra moment to stretch and have a little water. Make sure you get up and stretch regularly. Really important for good back health. Good everything health, really. Okay, that's much better, I think. Okay. So, let's pause, because there's a bit of construction I want to get done. Let's build that vehicles depot again and see if I can actually delete it. Constructing... Yeah, there it is. So, this might be a little too much, but there's the cancel button I was looking for. This vehicle depot allows us to build vehicles, like I was trying to say. Pickup and tree harvester we've already got. An excavator is what we're going to need for mining. Every building has a cost. If we paid Unity, we can quote-unquote quick deliver it, which means if we have any of the products anywhere, it'll just shoot the items right to the end. No problem. Just right in there, and then construction can begin. We could also say, make this a priority. So we emphasize that all the trucks should really get their butts over here and get some stuff done, yeah? Cool. I'm still going to cancel this because I don't have enough construction materials to make it work, and I'm trying to be mindful of that. Assembly. Now, we can make... Oh, another item that got added was vehicle parts. So what we can do is we can start making a bunch of these odds and ends that we need to really survive and survive well. So I'm just going to set up some manufacturing right here. 1, 2, 3... Nope, that's not right. I can hit delete. Boop. Just cancel it right there. Let's do this. It doesn't have to be lined up. This is going to be a lot like Factorio and like Satisfactory and games like that where we're going to blow up all this stuff after we get a little bit more cleaned up. So I'm not super worried about it. But you can set up these things to do as many recipes as you want. I like to specialize. Maybe that's weird or dumb or something, but I'm not too sure if it really ultimately matters. But what I like is I like 2 of these making construction materials. No wavering. Let's see here. I just did the rest. Sure. Whatever. Go for it. Let's see how this screws up. Okay. Do we have storage? We don't yet. Okay. I think we're working on storage. Oh, trading dock comes storage. Okay. What I'd also like to do is I'd like to start building storage areas. So a storage area for coal. So that way we can stock up on some of this. Or a storage area for scrap iron or iron ore or something. That would all be really cool. But what we've got is some assembly stuff coming on. And we need at least one of these structures to get built. And then we can start making construction materials on our own. I'm just going to kick up the game speed slightly here. I can kind of hear music, but not quite. If the music is too loud, what I sometimes realize is I start talking louder, which doesn't help. Assembly ready. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, humorously enough, 2 of the shops I needed built for construction materials aren't going to get built. Just for giggles, for you, I'm going to say do it all. Trucks are very busy. Yep, we can click on here and we can see how many trucks we have and what they're allowed to do. We can also check the analytics to see how many active jobs we have, meaning I need a truck to do mechanical parts hauling 6 times. That's what that means. Okay, cool. We have storage now. Unit storage, which allows us to do semi-finished wholesale product. Not really loose stuff like grain or something. I'm going to place this here, and I'm going to say bring wood there. Cool, simple as. I'm going to get some more unit storage. Now, let's see. I wouldn't mind 2 here. You are going to be iron slabs, or iron plates, I guess. Call it whatever you want. Play enough Factorio in other games. We'll call it a bunch of different things, for sure. I guess if I just enable all recipes... I should hopefully finish that recipe, then move on to the construction materials one, because that's what we need the most. Wow, we do not have a ton of resources, for sure. On Sailor, we start off with a lot of resources. I'm actually going to nuke these 2. Just going to do this. Use the copy settings and just paste it over here. That way, all 4 of these can just make whatever's necessary. Maybe that's smart? I don't know. I still really like my idea of specializing, but that's okay. Rain is quite important in this game, considering we'll need it for agriculture. Let's build our trading dock. Just requires wood. Amazing. This is what's going to allow us to trade with other colonies, villages, whatever. Let's see here. Wood to concrete, slabs, wood to scrap, construction parts to potatoes, diesel to coal, construction parts to rubber, construction parts to copper. Okay. I did not get as far as contracts, so I don't know what that is. Not going to super worry about it. Oh man, you need a lot of construction materials. Holy bonza. Stuff will eventually catch up, so I'm not super worried about it, but this difficulty is definitely going to slow down the game for us. We will need concrete production and a beacon. A beacon allows us to find other refugees, or actually help refugees find us. Basic diesel sounds good. Storage sounds good. Copper refinement sounds good. Ship dock repair sounds good. Synthetic rubber sounds good. Oof. I might be going a little quick. And this is actually a little quick for me because I like to be a little more tutorial-y about it. But I kind of figure we'll have time in the downtime. Concrete production is going to add a few more structures and allow us to, spoiler alert, make concrete. Now, we come with a bit of cement. Yeah, cement. We come with a bunch of cement, but we actually run out of concrete slabs pretty quickly, I suppose. There we go. This deconstructed comm center does have a bunch of concrete slabs already for us. So, like I said, build everything kind of evenly. Don't go super crazy. Because as long as you don't go super crazy, you'll be alright. I definitely need this top thing, though. We need construction materials. Missing input. We're missing wood. So the number is what you need to do the process. The number in parentheses is how much is sitting here. So we need some straight up lumber. So I could just wait until this iron catches up completely and overflows. Or what I could do is pause. Or actually even better, truck input off. So trucks will not bring us any more materials. Trucks can pull materials from this, though, if we really need to. Meaning the coal, which, yes, of course we need to, obviously. But the wood, I really need to come here. Awesome. And get some friggin' construction materials going on. Woof. Alright. Let's take a bit of a pause here, because food is going to be an issue very, very soon. Man, that's expensive. I have 18 months food supply. It's not too bad. I want an open area for power and maintenance already. Wow, we're moving along very quickly in this tech tree. This is pretty scary, actually. So what I'm going to do, build just 2 farms. And in here, we don't have any real options to do anything other than plant potatoes. That's it. There's nothing else we could do. I believe there's later research that we'll get that would allow us to do crop cycling, plant vegetables or corn or something. I have no idea. But that's going to be cool later. Concrete production we just finished. Power and maintenance. There's going to be structures that will require power in order for us to function. And we need something called maintenance. Maintenance is something that's for vehicles and allows all our vehicles to stay up and running without issue. Did I set you to iron? I super duper did. Excellent. Okay, I still want more construction materials because we've got a couple things we need finished out here. Actually, you're waiting for delivery. Just cancel. I've already got 2 other facilities that are doing construction parts and everything else. Oh, this red warning sign right here, it's right where vehicle parts are, that means this particular facility is full of stuff and cannot output it anywhere else. Yep, I think I want it like this. And I think I know why I want to specialize, because now I've got a whole mess of stock here that I don't really know what to do with. Low food supply. Absolutely true. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We're going to make this a top priority. Delivery is a priority 1 for this building in specific. And there we go. All the trucks are on their way. And it's almost has all the materials already. Finished beacon. We'll get to that in a minute. More importantly is the foods. And is that the last one? Hey, it is. Boop. Okay. Now, based on fertility and water and a few other variables, we'll just get a certain amount of potatoes every harvest, or every 3 months is a season. Now, eventually, we'll be eating up all of the nutrients in the soil, thus degrading the fertility. So what's going to happen is we're going to get less and less and less and less yields. But what's supposed to happen is potatoes get harvested from here. They are brought all the way here to this food market for people to eat. Very simple system. At least to start. Whew. Getting ahead of myself. But that's okay. Kind of want to keep this light and easy so you can get an idea of whether or not this game is for you, rather than bog down super too much with, oh man, and then we do this, and then this, and whatever. Some people enjoy the tutorialness that I bring to the table, and some people really do not. So, trying to strike a balance with this time, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of keep it a little quicker. Truck import auto, yes please. Okay, very good. Waiting for water or rain. Did we already get a harvest? We must have. Because now we're at a 15-month supply, where we were at not much before. Okay, so the beacon right here does exactly what it does. As long as it's active, we'll have people just show up. Hey, join the colony! And they'll also bring a few supplies, which is nice. It costs a little bit of Unity to run, but that's okay. I cannot wait until I'm just mining coal. This is so painful. How many construction materials do we have? I do have it pinned. 6. Which is not a lot. I think we did the beacon. I think it's working on the beacon first. So let's priority this. Now, there's a priority for everything in this game. A priority for construction, a priority for how soon should a silo receive goods, a priority for a power plant for how soon should this power plant be fired or turned on or whatever. There's a lot of stuff we can control just based on priority. So let me give you just a small example. Later on, we'll come to something like steam power or something. Like we'll throw a bunch of fuel and water in a boiler. That'll produce steam, and then we'll push the steam through on a steam engine. Think of it like Factorio, because that's as far as I can think of. We'll want that to run way earlier than maybe like just a coal-fired power plant or something. So what we could say is we could have the steam generator run at a priority 1, so it's always running. And then we could have like the coal-fired generator like a priority 10. So both of the things are still there. The lower the number, the higher the priority. Alright, beacon ready. Beacon requires Unity. Oh, requires power and workers. I don't have a power plant yet. Did we research power? Basic diesel. Well, that was fast. Health and pollution. Your population has health. If health is positive, your population grows and provides you with extra Unity. If health turns negative, your population begins to decline. Positive effects. You can increase your population's health by providing them with a variety of food, water, and health care. Negative effects. Your population health decreases if you emit pollution, air, or water. Pollution on your island is global, so moving smokestacks farther from your settlement won't help. It's a good idea to keep an eye on how much pollution you emit. When something emits pollution, it's displayed in the UI as displayed below. Your population can also suffer from diseases. There are some types of diseases that just come and go, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just make sure to provide health care once you can, but there are also diseases that can occur due to bad conditions in your settlement. For example, due to lack of clean water. There are no diseases from pollution, as pollution gives a health penalty directly. Interesting. Okay, good to know. Cut down on the pollution as much as we can. Okay, things are looking good. We'll have a second farm. That'll make me feel pretty good. There's a lot of stuff we're going to unlock as we play, obviously. But there's going to be times where we'll get to a point and they'll be like, well, I got to redo all of this because all of this is different or wrong or something. And that's totally fine. Totally fine. Shipyard is overloaded with cargo. Yep. That'll happen. Okay, 21 months worth of food. That makes me feel pretty good. There's honestly not a whole lot I can do at this moment. Oh, we could do some more trading. Trade. There we are. Do I need more cement blocks? Concrete slabs? No, we have more than enough here. We have more than enough iron. We have more than enough everything. What else could I have gotten? Scrap. No, we're good. We're good right now. In a pinch, I might need to scrap out some lumber. And cool. I think right now we have all of our pending construction projects complete, which is grand. I'm going to want another assembly Actually, we could do this. There we go. Oh, I have these all facing the wrong way. Yep, that's annoying. Oh well, it's not a big deal. Man, that one little guy's pretty busy, huh? What isn't this guy doing? Oh, there we go. And he's out of here. Is it harvest time? Oh, hell yeah. It's harvest o'clock. Some potatoes go for food. Some potatoes grow up to be delicious bottles of vodka. Stay in school, kids. Okay, that's another construction materials producer. Awesome. Hopefully that'll get us to a point where I could start actually mining materials. What I'd love to do is start mining coal first. I think we have enough copper and iron to get us through the bad times. So what I'd really like to do is save up a bunch of materials. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to start storing up some of these materials. Yep, that's something I want to have a lot of. So we'll be storing up some of this, and then once we have a little bit of a surplus, we're going to be moving right into mining. And then just trying to figure out what bottlenecks we have and start compensating for it. What I still need is a maintenance yard. We're at 0% maintenance. I kind of thought stuff would start breaking down, but nothing's really happened yet. A tree harvester has no trees to harvest. Just keep going. I'm really hoping we'll get like a forester or something to make this a little less destructive. Or we'll be able to plant trees ourselves or something? I don't know. Okay, cool. Loose storage. So, potatoes would be stored in loose storage. Ores are considered loose storage. Coal is considered loose storage. Stuff like that. And I'm going to want yet another assembler just for construction parts. Construction parts are critical. Without construction parts, obviously we can't build stuff. But the ability for us to backtrack and recover is incredibly painful. We're actually going to put this on hold. Low maintenance. Okay, yep. Yep, that's fine. Not enough maintenance. I was wondering how long we could get without having to deal with maintenance, but you got me. You got me. Okay, where in the heck? Maintenance depot, super doesn't matter where we put it. How about right there? This will accept, what is it? Machine parts? Yeah, mechanical parts, electronics, and it'll produce quote-unquote maintenance. Maintenance goes against a larger figure. All the vehicles that we have require a certain amount of maintenance. Certain structures require maintenance. And this just produces waves hands in the air wildly, maintenance. And it just goes to whatever we need it to do. There we go. So with mechanical parts, electronics, it'll produce maintenance. You can see right here we have 630 total maintenance. All the vehicles that we have require this much maintenance. I'm just going to pause real quick. And we're going to... Oh, is there something else I can shut off to just get us 6 more workers? I need 3 workers. You can be shut off for a little bit. Okay. So everything requires at least a little bit of maintenance or whatever. So what this is going to do, like I said, is this is going to... produce quote-unquote maintenance. So what I'm going to actually say is this is a high priority structure. This is a P2 structure. Oh, this also needs power. Rubbish. Diesel generator. Alright, well I'm not producing diesel anywhere. It's still coming off the boat. So it makes the most sense for me to put it like here near where the diesel is. And I'm going to say this is a priority structure. We're not building anything, but the building over there has to get built on the ASAP style. I kind of want this to stop when it's done. Oh, actually, I could probably just do this. It'll finish the recipe, I'll pause it, I'll re-enable it. Cool. Pause. There. Neat. Okay. Power plant is done. It requires 2 workers, producing 180 kilowatts. That means the maintenance facility is online and the beacon is online. So here we go. It produces 35. That adds to our total of 630. And the number slowly degrades as things require more maintenance. So it's working out pretty well. The maintenance number over here you can see is 14%. It's also represented here. And again, the idea of maintenance is it keeps all the buildings, all the vehicles, all the everything just building, working, transporting, whatever. We will need more maintenance buildings as our fleet increases, but for right now, whee! Copper refinement. Awesome. Copper is a little more finicky than iron. We actually have to... I don't know the words, because I haven't gotten that far. New refugees. And they brought some resources. Hooray. Yep, maintenance is getting up there. Excellent. We've got plenty of materials. I think we can get some more trucks. More trucks and everything. Vehicle depot. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Because we can also start talking about mining after this. We've not done any resource acclimation or accumulation on this island except for potatoes and trees. Everything else we just brought. So this is gonna be interesting. Let's take a pause right here. How was our waste? We are full up on waste. So we should actually start talking about dumping zones. But I think I want to say that for the next episode because it's a little bit of a complicated thing to wrap your head around. It honestly took me a little bit longer than I would have liked to get waste zones and mining zones and all that figured out. We should have done waste zones earlier, but we recognize it now. We haven't been told that we're being a bad governor yet. So that's, hey, totally fine. Everyone's still alive, right? That's what counts. Can we get a good shot here? That's a good ending shot, right? Hey, perfect. Okay. Well, thank y'all for joining me. Name's JohnMegacycle, and I hope to catch you next time for more Captain of Industry. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.